Good morning. I'm Mike Berkeley, the founder and director of the Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness in Midtown East, New York City. So today's mini presentation is about something that IVF patients often do but don't know why they're doing it, or they want to do it and don't know why they should. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a deep dive explanation. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about acupuncture pre and post embryo transfer. So first of all, when does this happen? It happens on the very same day of your transfer. So if your transfer is tomorrow at 11 in the morning, you'll get treated at 9:30 in the morning, and then you'll come back to the acupuncturist at 1 o'clock or 1:30, and you'll get treated again. Why should you get acupuncture pre and post embryo transfer? So when you receive acupuncture pre-embryo transfer, it enhances blood perfusion into the uterus. And in essence, you can think of it as kind of creating a more soft and gentle pillow, which is more receptive for an embryo to implant in. The acupuncture stimulates blood to the uterine cavity, and it makes it more rich, more nutrient rich, more oxygen rich, and therefore a better environment for implantation. Now, I realize that implantation doesn't occur perhaps until 4 to 6 days after transfer, but you can water a plant on Monday and probably be fine if you water it again on Friday. So I think that's the same case with treating pre-embryo transfer. Even though you're going to have an implantation several days later, at least that pre-embryo transfer acupuncture is going to stimulate a lot of blood to the uterus, making it better for the embryo. Now, why treat post-embryo transfer with acupuncture? So before I tell you, I'd like to give you some statistics. The ectopic pregnancy rate in the non-IVF population is between 1 and 2%. But in the IVF population, it elevates more than double to between 2 and 5%. Why does that happen? Well, in front of the uterus is the cervix, and in front of the cervix is the vagina. And when the reproductive endocrinologist inserts the tube through the vagina, through the cervix, and into the uterus to deposit the embryo into the uterine cavity, that catheter will touch one of the side walls of the uterus. That causes uterine spasming. As a result of that spasming, it can cause the embryo to kind of fly north into a fallopian tube, ending in an ectopic, unfortunate, bad event. When you do acupuncture post-embryo transfer, it either significantly reduces the endometrial spasming or it stops it altogether. As a result of this, you have a reduced chance of an ectopic pregnancy and a greater chance of an endometrial implantation. So this is the rationale between doing, or the rationale of doing acupuncture pre and post embryo transfer. Now, typically with my patients at the Berkeley Center, we treat patients twice per week for 13 weeks after transfer. Why? To help prevent miscarriage. How? Well, one of the main reasons for miscarriage is hypoxia, either to the yolk sac or the placenta. So first of all, what's the yolk sac? The yolk sac is what you have before you have a placenta. It's a group of cells that surround the embryo, giving it nourishment. And starting on about week 5, finishing between weeks 9 and weeks 10, you're developing a placenta. If you don't get enough oxygen initially to the yolk sac, or if you don't subsequently get enough oxygen to the placenta, you're going to have hypoxia, intrauterine fetal demise, and miscarriage. So what acupuncture does twice a week for 13 weeks post-transfer is it initially makes sure that you're getting enough oxygenated blood to the yolk sac and subsequently to the placenta, so you're certainly not going to miscarry due to hypoxia, which is a significant and often noted reason for miscarriage. Now, why do I go for 13 weeks? Because 90% of miscarriages occur by or before week 12. So typically when I get my patients to week 13 and then I release them, they have a baby. So I hope this was informative and interesting to you. If you'd like to find out more, you can visit us at berkeleycenter.com, which is BERKLEY center.com. And you can call me directly, of course, if you have any questions. I'm happy to speak with you. I'm at 212-685-0985. And one last thing I'd like to say, which is of some significance, is this. We are available 7 days per week at any time to treat you pre and post embryo transfer. So I'm sending you lots of baby dust and best of luck and Godspeed on your journey to family, and I hope that we can work together. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.